What up, everybody? It's your boy Deshaun, and this is Average Joe Sports Vlog, Women's World Cup Edition. Again, it's your boy Deshaun. Going to give you a quick recap on Japan and England. As we saw today, Japan defeated England today in the second Women's World Cup semifinal by a score of 2-1. Goals were kind of a rarity for this game, much like in USA. Germany yesterday. So the goals started out in the 33rd minute here on a penalty kick that was scored by Aya Miyama. Again, if I butcher these Japanese names, I apologize. I haven't used Japanese syllables in a very, very long time, so I apologize. Scored on a penalty kick in the 33rd minute by Aya Miyama. Second one was done in the 40th minute, also a penalty kick, and that was scored by Miss Farrah Williams. Now, if I remember correctly, if I heard the stat correctly, this is the first time that that two penalty kicks have been both awarded and scored in the same Women's World Cup. So that's something that's rare, which also stands a testament to how the women's game is played and how the men's game is played. There's not as much flopping in the women's game as there is in the men's game. I'll get more into that later, and we all have our personal opinions on that. However, in the second half, the game is tied 1-1, and in the 92nd minute, so that'll be 90 plus 2 if you're looking at your stat sheet, in the 92nd minute, an own goal was scored by Laura Bassett in stoppage time, and that is how Japan wins the game, 2-1 on something that's very, very fluky. Now, for those of you who don't understand the rules of soccer, we all know the basics. You can't use your hands except for the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper can use her hands. So, and that's normally the case, with the exception of one thing. Should the ball go off the foot of the player that's on your team and they pass it back to you, you cannot touch the ball. So unfortunately in this situation, their goalkeeper was damned if she did and damned if she didn't. Because if she tried to go for the save with her hands, then technically that's a handball, and then Japan would have been awarded a penalty kick. Now granted, we don't know if she would have made it or not. That's always left up to the imagination. But unfortunately, she actually had to let the goal unfortunately go in. You just wish you had more time at the end of the day to make sure that you can make up from a mistake like that. And again, if it had been early in the second half, or hell, even in the first half, there would have been plenty of chances for England to make some magic happen, considering that they had 15 shots on goal. So that definitely stands a testament to what England was doing. England was doing offensively. So now what does it come down to? It is now the epic rematch, Japan versus the United States, in a rematch of the 2011 Women's World Cup. As we know, it was in my opinion, it was actually one of the best soccer matches that I've seen in a very, very long time, men's or women's. So my pizza guy's here. You know what? I'm actually going to splice both these videos together. I'm going to see if I can. Anyway, sorry about the interruption. My pizza guy came in. Brother had to get some pizza. Getting his eat on because it's man night here at the house. While my lady goes and sees Magic Mike XXL, your boy's going to talk about sports. Why? Because that's awesome. Anyway, back to the action. As I was saying about this rematch of the Women's World Cup final from 2011, in my opinion, it's actually one of the best events I've seen, best soccer matches I've seen in a very, very long time. Actually, not since, quite frankly, USA-China in '99 for the Women's World Cup final. So again, it was full of intrigue, going into extra time, shootout, and as we know, in the 2011 Women's World Cup final, the women unfortunately came up short. And the really bad part about it was the fact that Hope Solo won the best goaltender in the World Cup that year, so she had to go up and accept that trophy and not the Women's World Cup championship trophy. So that's always unfortunate. Like I said, there's a reason why MVPs of losing teams don't get trophies, because Why do you want to go up to the podium to get this trophy when you know you're not going to get the championship trophy? Again, that's just an opinion, and that's just my own. So, how do I think this game is going to turn out? Look, if there's any way that you want to redeem yourself and say that we truly, as a team, came back and battled all the odds and got back what is ours, the best way to do that is to play the team that beat you in the first place. And that, in Team USA's case, it is the Japanese women's national team. I think it's still going to be a very, very close game. My guess is probably 2-1 at the highest, probably 1-0 at the very least. Because if you don't score one goal, you got to go into extras, and then from there into shootouts. The only thing is Japan is not afraid of the United States. They're going to have that feeling of, well, we did it before, and we can do it again. We outlasted Team USA, one of the best female soccer teams in the world. So they're going to come in with beaming with confidence. Team USA again is going to have that chip on their shoulder because they know that they let one slip away. Hope Solo's going to be on a mission. Abby Wambach's going to be on a mission. Rampone's going to be everybody's going to be on a mission at the end of the day. So I expect a very, very good game, and it's going to be exciting. I'm going to be on the edge of my seat. I'll be coming home from a fantastic 4th of July over at a friend's cabin. So I will be juiced up and ready to go to root on Team USA, and hopefully they will come out with the win. Now, granted, I have a confession to make. In yesterday's semifinal match versus Germany, I had my doubts. I didn't feel that Team USA was as powerful as I'd seen them in the previous Olympics and also in the World Cup in 2011. The offense wasn't there. It showed up. They won 2-0. So that's always good. But I really did think that the German team, ranked ironically number 1 in the world, and USA being ranked number 2, I actually thought that Germany was going to be the better team at the end of the day. Turned out Germany did not bring their A game, and Team USA did. They went with a slightly different attack position, attacking formation. They went with, I believe it was a 4-3-3, which allows better wing play and also jams up the middle because you have more players in the middle, better passing lanes. Also, you're putting your speed women, normally I would say speed guys, but because this is women's soccer, speed ladies and or speed women, on the edges to get those long cross balls. So, again, I think that's probably something that they're going to go with again. Team USA definitely has a size and height advantage over the Japanese team. But again, Japan proved that size did not matter in the previous World Cup. So I don't think that's going to be the great equalizer. Let's just hope that at the end of the day, that Team USA sees the course through and wins this World Cup in the end in Vancouver, which ironically has become basically a home series for Team USA because Canada's right up the road if you live in the northern part of the United States, and so it's easy to get to. Also, just from a traveling perspective, it's just been cheaper than having to fly down to say Brazil or even Russia. So that's been a huge advantage as well. On the other side of this, and you can call me a soccer purist if you want to, but I'm a strong believer that if you're going to play an event such as the World Cup, it needs to be played on grass. I do feel that FIFA really dropped the ball in not letting the women play on grass because they definitely deserve to. I mean, again, I understand that MLS, we have a lot of turf fields. We do, and again, it's the nature of the beast. And during World Cup play, I'm not during World Cup play, during MLS play, during the Women's National Soccer Association. I'm sure I got that that screwed up, and I apologize. But the Women's Professional League here in the United States, I can understand playing on turf. But FIFA, this is the World Cup. It's the biggest game on the biggest stage. These women deserve to be playing on grass. Now I'm a keeper too. I hate playing on this turf field that they have, but also when I played youth soccer at some of the same fields here in Seattle that I played on when I was a kid, when I was playing U16, U17, U18 soccer, the fields that are now turf, they were dirt fields. So in the grand scheme, it's a step up, but still, I would much rather play on grass because grass gives, and also grass slows down the pace of the ball, and ultimately, it kind of makes it fair for everybody. So that's kind of how I I view it. And this was an opinion that I had for a long time. I just never got a chance to talk about it when all the national teams actually threatened to strike and not potentially play the Women's World Cup because of the questionable conditions. And again, I say questionable in the sense of the conditions that were questionable. It's because it wasn't grass; it was turf. So I mean, we're not talking about fields that weren't suitable for play. It's just the play that they were used to playing on was suddenly being changed. They weren't training on turf fields leading up to the World Cup. No team was. They were all playing their games on grass. And again, there is a feel difference. And people who've played the game understand that. People who haven't are going to go, well, stop complaining and just play the game. So again, that's just my 2 cents on it. And because again, I am an equal opportunity sports person. Also, I am also an equal opportunity person in the workplace. And I feel that women deserve the same advantages that men get as well. That not just in business, but also in sports. So putting my 2 cents out there. I'm off my soapbox on this particular subject. So again, USA, Japan, Sunday, 5:00 Pacific. It looks like the time got moved up from what I saw. Earlier it was going to be 2:00 Pacific. So yeah, again, USA all the way. I believe that we will win. It's going to be a tough game, and let's just hope for the best. This is your boy Deshaun. Peace out.